Hello, A.S. Willman here. Continuing on with Six Bullets, Seven Kills, Chapter 3. Hollow Nest had two divisions known as Northwestern Nest and Southeastern Perch, from which the townsfolk referred to one another in such manner. Since the founding of the suburbs, given the title of Hollow Nest at the town meeting in June of 1946, were co-founded by Kessler, Aldrich, the treasury of Hollow Pass, and insignificantly the town shop owners, followed with the regular town folk. The 15-minute journey from Aldrich Inn passed the left turnoff towards Northwestern Nest about 7 minutes ago. Red Olivier turned right. Cypress Run was a third of the time the two of them spent together, previously traveling, discussing over which pull stick was the best at Whitlock's bar. Spruce Boulevard took over at the right turn, providing housing first to the residents of southeastern Perch. Spruce Boulevard provided family life experience to Wild Stingle. 820 numericalized the specific location to Wyatt, cloaked of instant depression once he crossed the front door's threshold. Wyatt began pulling himself inward, gearing up for the confrontation. "Say, Red, you really think I had a chance with Becky?" he asked, sliding a pack of Marlboro Reds into his pocket. Wyatt briefly chuckled over realizing that Red smoked Newport. "It's nice you're finally easing up on that subject," Red totally mistaking Wyatt's chuckles. Wyatt did not correct Red. "Well, you can have her when I'm done. Look, the two of us are just enjoying each other's company. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, between us in the marriage department. When that happens, I'll put in a good word for you. When that time happens, trust me, you'll love the way I broke her in. She'll be craving the cock from that point on." Red backhanded, slapping Wyatt's upper chest a few times, all the while laughing at the image of Red coming in under 10 seconds, all down Becky's throat, stuffed with the male sausage. Well, only if Wyatt is rocking the cock size I carry, Red thought to himself, uncontrollably snickering, placing his slap hand back on the steering wheel of his 1982 red convertible Ford Mustang. Wyatt adjusted in his seat. He pulled up a bottle of 1792 from in between his tennis shoes, holding steadily to this point. "Thanks, Red." Wyatt found himself just saying the words. "Anytime, buddy. Hey, I got phone numbers for you. If your game is on," Red offered the sudden recollection. The Ford Mustang pulled up to the curb of Wyatt's late mother's house. "Well, until tomorrow, Wyatt. Peace." Red stared with a carnivore's grin. Wyatt gave Red a handshake, and with the car door freshly shut, he found himself hopping onto the grass between the curb and the sidewalk. "Jesus, Dick," Wyatt murmured to himself. Wyatt crossed the sidewalk, then the front yard, guiding himself through the trees before coming to his front porch, ranch house with a walked-out basement. A portion of the bricks needed a mason's touch. However, Wyatt was not impressing anyone, including himself. Skipping the middle wood beam step, dilapidating away from wasp, rain, and the fluctuating temperatures of the seasons. The furthest end of the front porch mimicked the stairs look. Faded paint shutters housing spiders while ivy vine trails into a forest blanketing most of the house. Gutters pulled naturally out of their hammered locations through the woods flexing and retracting. Wyatt glanced icy to the family porch swing, still lying on its right while the left, waving, dangling from the porch roof. Almost complete eye wood screw circle held the rusty chain. The right arm rest broken, still held together by proper anchoring from the carpenter. mangly separated towards the back swing drop-off. Chain knotted, staining the rotting wood orange-red where it perished from a kick of a boot. Wyatt, 3 years ago, found himself intoxicated, trying to forget his inner demons of the time, head resting against the upper chains held in an upside-down V. Settling the top third of his back firmly atop the wooden armrest, his legs pulled up to his feet to hold his body in the desired position, rocking the swing horizontally times, at times with a foot. The sudden swift descent collision upon the wooden porch floor skipped Wyatt's back of the head towards his brick home. Porch swing holding him on his shoulder blades for the incomplete eye screw to split him between the eyes towards his right. This caused 5 stitches. I can't even have peace doing nothing, Wyatt told his past inwardly with not a spoken word. The screen door was gone, placed propped against the side of the house containing the bedrooms. His keys, two of his two his keys, two for his house and one for Spencer's, found the appropriate mate opening him to his isolation. The entryway non-natural tile floor still mapped former passages through dirt mounds of previous muddy, wet expanses. The maple entry hall table covered in papers, mail, empty Pabst Blue Ribbon cans, empty pints of Heaven Hill vodka, and very old Barton seemed to have avalanched trashy debris into Wyatt's walkway. Wyatt closed the door with the swinging of his left arm, the kitchen light fighting the darkness through the opening ordering window, strained the two of three 60-watt soft white bulbs remaining active in the ceiling light. Wyatt kicked the blockage into an already bulging pile rocking rocking his grandmother's hurricane lamp, clicking, threatening upturned glass noise to deaf ears. Wyatt never turned it on. The bulbs could be dead for all he knew. Lisa Stingle hounding the do not touch ever rule into Tyler Wyatt so much he thought the thing was going to electrocute him to death. Striding onto the matted carpet of the living room floor, he took his arching turn, stepping on an old vodka pint, overstretching his left leg as Wyatt tried to recover into a baseball slide, which saved tears. God damn it, yelled Wyatt, still holding his fifth, squiggling to find the nearest position of his body to safely retract his pain. Wyatt scrunched backwards against his mother's recliner. His father sat by the front window, closest to the unknown, while his mother's, being nearest the kitchen. He placed the fifth behind into the recliner seat. He stretched his right leg out, pulling his left heel inwards to his crotch. There he pulled out his pack of Marlboro Reds, finding his 17 remainders curved to his right thigh. Wyatt wrinkled a finger into the opening, pinching a fresh butt out, placing it into his mouth. He placed the pack next to him, fishing out his Zippo lighter. The flame erupted past the end tip, halting its heat directly in the center.